welcome everyone. Today's class it's a general class on a physical level, but also there's an invitation to be cultivating and practicing forgiveness, because sometimes we don't realize that we're carrying the burden and the weight of resentment or anger, and our yoga practice through the physical practices, taking some self-reflection, breathing, slowing down and self-regulating, and then also through sacred chant as well. That whole complete package is a really nice way to give us the opportunity to consciously let some things go. And you might like to blend a little your own version of prayer through that as well for help in letting go. So I hope throughout this practice today, it just gives you a bit of opportunity for some solace in your practice, and also some time to just work on releasing and letting go, and really surrendering into the opportunity to experience and cultivate more love that yoga has to offer. All right, starting by just getting comfortable, tuning into your body. If you like, and if you feel comfortable, closing your eyes. Starting to let go of your external environment. Noticing how your body feels today. Observing any areas of tension. Allowing everything to soften and relax. And then bringing your awareness to your breath. Without changing your breath, simply following the journey of your breath in through your nose, down into your lungs, and out again. Allowing your breath to gradually deepen. Drawing the breath all the way down into the lower areas of your lungs. And releasing your breath completely with every exhalation. And starting to incorporate some Ujjayi breathing now, bringing a gentle contraction and rasping through the throat as you inhale and as you exhale. We'll do 2 more breaths. Now bringing one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart center for 5 rounds of Gauranga breathing. So we'll inhale together and we'll exhale and say the mantra Gauranga for the entire length of our exhalation. Let's exhale completely. Take a deep breath in. Gauranga. Continue on. Gauranga. 2 more rounds. Inhale. Goranga. Last time. Goranga. Allowing the mantra to resonate through your mind and heart as you return to your regular breathing. And releasing your hands and coming straight over onto all fours. Stacking your shoulders above your wrists and your hips above your knees. Fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide. And already feeling that contact with the floor beneath you. And on your next inhale, tilting your pelvis forward, looking forward. Lengthening through your spine, arching your back. And when you're ready to exhale, tucking the tailbone, drawing the belly in, chin toward your chest. So moving with your breath now for another 4 rounds of the breath. Inhaling, open and look forward. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. I'm just continuing on. Being nice and patient with your breath. No rush. And when you're ready, return to center. And take a breath here with a neutral spine. Moving into thread the needle. Inhale to raise the right arm up. Nice big stretch. Exhale, taking the arm down and through, shoulder to the floor. Softening your cheek to the floor. On your next inhale, raising the left arm up, placing your hand on your sacrum, or tucking your hand around the front of your right thigh. And settling in here, and if you feel you want to take it a bit further, working with your breath to inhale, expand through the chest, drawing that top shoulder back. Trying to keep your hips neutral. And finding a nice balance of effort and surrender. One more breath here. Slowly unravel, bringing both hands to the floor. Take a breath, neutral spine. Inhaling, raise the left arm up, open up. Exhale, taking the arm down and through, left shoulder to the floor, cheek to the floor. Inhaling, raising the right arm up, taking your hand back to your sacrum, or tucking in front of your left thigh. Now continue softening down into your cheek, softening into that lower shoulder, but inhaling to draw the top shoulder back. Feeling a nice squeeze through the back region of the heart, back region of the heart chakra. One more breath. Slowly release. Coming back onto all fours. And taking your hands forward just a touch, tucking your toes, and finding your way up into downward dog, but taking your time to come into the pose. Doing a little bit of warm-up maneuvering first by lifting and lowering your heels, alternating from side to side. Stretching out through the backs of your legs. And just going to your hands now and checking that your fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide. Lifting into your hips, raising your heels nice and high. Press the floor away. Drawing your shoulders down your back. Hips are raised nice and high. And on an exhale, begin to lower your heels down toward the floor. Good. And taking a couple of breaths here. Drawing in through your belly, moving the chin in toward the chest. As a modified version, bringing a soft bend into the knees. And looking between your hands, moseying your feet forward to meet your hands. Bowing forward for a moment and then slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time. Head is the last to come up. Grounding down through your feet. Inhale, lifting through your spine and drawing into the crown of your head. Shoulders down away from your ears. We'll go through 3 rounds of sun salutation. So please feel free to modify as needed. So especially for new mamas, if you don't feel ready to jump back yet, please use a step back instead. Bringing your palms together in prayer position in front of your heart center. Take a breath. Using your breath as the guide for your pace throughout your sun salutes. So our breathing pace might be different to one another. Most likely it is. So feel free to slow down and ride your breath from one pose to the next. Whenever you're ready, inhaling, raise the arms up. Exhale, bending the knees, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor, jump or step back. Lower down. Inhaling up through cobra or upward dog. Exhaling, lifting back through downward dog. Remembering you can always take your knees to the floor before pressing back into full downward dog. Holding here for 3 breaths. Exhale. Jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands by your side. Again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward, bent or straight legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back into plank. Lower down. Inhaling, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, lift through the belly, driving the hips back into downward dog. Hold for 3 breaths. And as you're holding your downward dog, seeing if you can be patient with the breath so that you notice the little pause at the end of the exhalation, little pause at the end of the inhalation, really giving yourself that time and space to fully take each breath to completion. Inhale. Exhale. And jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands by your sides. One more round. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back, lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths. Really pressing the floor away, long through the spine and lifting into the hips, lengthening down into your heels. And jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands by your sides. Take a breath in mountain pose. Now with your feet together, inhale, reaching up. We're going to exhale, sweep the arms down as you bend through the knees, coming into chair pose. Drawing in through the belly, lifting through the spine, reaching into your fingertips and shoulders down away from your ears. And seeing if you can sink down into your hips. Two more breaths here. Softening into your face. Now pressing all the way up, inhale. We're going to exhale down through chair, going into a revolved chair, taking your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. If that feels too deep, you can just stay upright and revolve around to your left. Palms pressing together. 3 breaths here. Now keep the palms pressing together. Press down into the feet as you reach up. And exhale. Continue pressing down into your feet and almost feel like you're pressing your knees together but trying to split your thighs apart, and it'll create a really nice sense of stability through your legs. Taking the right elbow over to the left. Turning to look over your shoulder. 2 more breaths. Now pressing down through the feet. Press the palms together, reach up. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward dog. We're going to go from here into warrior one on both sides. So just be mindful of your hips. If warrior one feels a little uncomfortable, you might like to explore high lunge as an option. So I'll go through high lunge first, stepping the right foot forward, keeping your back knee up off the floor. Rising up, taking your arms up. Either this option or dropping the back foot down at 45 degrees. Staying here for another 4 breaths. Reaching up through the fingertips, grounding down into your feet, ribs lifting up out of the waistline. And just breathing it all out, exhaling, letting go. Slowly release. Hands to the floor. Step back. Lower down. Inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Maybe coming into high lunge or spinning the back foot down to come into warrior one. Pressing down into your feet, dropping down into that front thigh, knees stacked above the ankle, shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale and exhale. Step back, lower down, inhaling up, exhale. Bring your big toes together and knees wide apart. Walking your hands forward as you soften your your heart center, and bringing your chest to the floor. So just connecting in with our theme for today's practice, which is forgiveness and letting go. It's really nice. Part of our practice is to generate a bit of heat, clear things out a little bit, get things moving, and then to start winding down, softening in. We're not quite winding down yet, but we're going to have moments of it. Reconnecting with our intention for our practice. Clearing any burdens of resentment that might be covering our heart. Allowing ourselves to let go. One more breath here. Pressing down into your palms, start to lift up. Tuck the toes, come back into downward dog. And stepping your right foot forward. Reaching your fingertips forward, going into a balancing pose now, warrior 3. Taking your hands forward, and you might like to just stay here with fingertips to the floor, or maybe you've got a wall or a chair around you that you can reach for if you want some support. If you feel like going all the way up, go ahead. Taking your arms out to your sides, floating the back leg up, grounding down through that supporting foot, and flexing the left foot, pressing back into your heel as you simultaneously reach into the crown of your head. And if you can, taking your arms out by your sides. Slowly release. Now we're just going to lower that foot. Take a moment in a relaxed standing forward fold. Hanging forward. And getting ready to transition over to the other side now. Bending through the knees softly. Start to float the left leg up, fingertips to the floor out in front of you. Then start flexing back into the back foot. And just finding your way up into the pose, taking your arms up, lifting through the chest, creating that integrity for yourself in the pose, one step at a time. So starting with your arms by your sides, shoulders down away from your ears. And then seeing if you can take your arms forward. Keeping the back toes pointing down. Good, and slowly release. Lowering that back foot to the floor, bending through the knees. Cradling your elbows and hanging forward. One more breath here. And release your hands. And slowly roll up. And now just making sure that your feet are hip distance apart. Taking your hands to your hips. Lifting through your spine, bending through the knees if needed. And then folding forward. Taking your first 2 fingers around your big toes, or taking a belt around the soles of your feet. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Last time. Inhale, and exhale. slowly release your hands to the floor. Softening through the knees, we'll step back through plank. Optional, you don't have to go through a little mini vinyasa, but if you'd like to, lowering down, inhaling up. Exhale, back into child's pose or downward dog. Take a breath. And step the right foot forward, dropping the back knee to the floor, flattening out through the back foot. Whew, I'm sweating. It's very humid here on the Gold Coast today. Resting your hands on the top of your knee. And slowly, slowly, just easing into a comfortable stretch. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears, softening into your face, and gently gazing at the tip of your nose. And feel gravity gently, gently drawing your hips down toward the earth. One more breath here. Nice. And both hands to the floor. Step back. Stepping the left foot forward. Back knee to the floor. Hands to the front knee. Taking your time. There's no rush. Beautiful. Hands to the floor. Step it back through downward dog. We're just going to do a little hop through to sitting. I can't quite do a proper hop through to sitting, but I can hop into cross-legged, so let's find our way down to seated posture. So we're going to go start with drawing the right foot in and lift up nice and tall. Option to take a belt around the sole of your foot and finding your way forwards, lifting through your spine, drawing in through your belly, and then slowly surrendering forward. And feel free to always explore props and things if you want to take a block or a bolster over your leg to fold forward onto. That's always a nice option too. Good, and slowly come up. Extend the right leg and bring the left foot in. Lift and lengthen first, and then fold forward at the hip, reaching for the foot, using a belt, bolster, block, whatever you like. And just working with your breath. Every time you inhale, feel that natural lengthening through your spine and expansion through your chest. And every time you exhale, feel all of that soften and surrender, and more capacity to just draw in through your belly, being able to fold just a little deeper. One more breath here. Slowly come up. Extend both legs out. Flexing your toes back toward you. Feel free to use a belt around the soles of your feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen nice and tall, and exhale. Walking your hands down the belt or down your legs as you surrender forward. And again, working with your breath. Inhale, feeling that extension and lengthening, full expansion of your body. Exhale, soften and deepen. One more breath here. All right. Moving your belt to the side, sitting up. We're going to take our arms back. Modified version is to go into a tabletop position where you bring both feet flat to the floor. It's just slightly easier. Full version is to go a reverse plank. So you're going to lift up, pressing the soles of your feet to the floor, pressing down into your palm, and you'll feel your chest really open up, lots of stretching and strengthening through your shoulders. So inhale, prepare. Exhale, soften. And as you lift up, I want you to feel your heart opening wide. Inhale. And if you feel able to, you can slowly and carefully take your head back. Keep lifting through your hips, lifting up through your heart center. Exhaling, release, hips to the floor, chin back toward the chest. Sitting up, crossing your legs. Just take a moment here because that's quite a nice pose to invigorate the body and create this feeling of relief after. Now with your legs crossed in easy sitting pose, walking your hands forward, forearms to the floor, or take a bolster in front of you. Maybe you can stack your fists on top of one another, totally up to you. And just surrendering forward, so we've gone heart wide open to completely passive, softened, protected, relaxed. Two more breaths here. Noticing the state of your breath this far on in your practice as well. Noticing if it's feeling a little bit more at ease. Perhaps your inhalations might be a little bit longer and your exhalations a little bit more steady. Slowly press yourself up. And if you have a bolster, grab your bolster to put down behind your hips. We're going to lay back over it. If you would like to switch up the crossing of your legs, go ahead and switch over to the other side. Bring your bolster into your sacrum, and then hands behind you as you carefully lower back. Other option is to bring the feet together, soles of the feet together into cobbler. And we'll stay here for 10 breaths. Just noticing how you feel, reflecting on the theme again. Heart wide open, completely at rest. And without forcing anything, asking yourself, am I holding on to anything? Whether it be big or small. Is there anything I can clear from my heart by just letting it go? And the more we let go of anger and resentment, the more space and opportunity we create for the cultivation of love, which is our inherent true nature. One more breath here. So come out of this position, raising your knees up and planting both feet to the floor. Resting here for a moment. And you can either roll to the side to roll up your bolster, or bring your forearms to the mat and drawing in through your belly, slowly press yourself up, coming up to sit, moving your bolster to the side. Good. We're going to come straight over into child's pose as a counter pose. Knees together, forehead to the floor, arms alongside your legs. Letting everything be heavy and relaxed. Nothing else to do and nowhere else to be. Just rest. And one more breath here. Slowly roll up. Just making sure our videos are muted if they're not already. All right, we're going to come over onto all fours and slide the right knee forward, starting with a really gentle version of pigeon pose, where you're actually sitting on your heel, sitting up nice and tall, and then gradually moving into full pigeon by sliding the right foot forward in front of the left hip. Lift and lengthen, and folding forward. So I'm not going to give too many instructions here. I just want you to have some time to simply stretch and be. Just keeping that left hip rolling down and feeling free to go all the way forward, complete surrender, or propping yourself up either on your forearms or on a bolster. Okay, taking your time, making your way up, reversing out of the pose by bringing your heel back under your hip, sliding that knee back, and then let's slide our left knee forward, sitting on the heel. Take a breath. Now bringing the left heel in front of the right hip, positioning yourself so that you're getting a nice deep stretch through the left hip, and then folding forward. Keeping the right hip rolling down as you find a comfortable place to rest in the pose. Sometimes we hold on to our own hurts and our own mistakes. Sometimes we need to let go of things that happened in the past or things that we're holding on to So just allowing yourself the opportunity here to also give yourself permission to let go of any things that have happened in the past that you can't change. Surrendering into the unconditional love of the Lord, humbling ourselves, allowing ourselves to be human. We all make mistakes. Couple more breaths here. Exhaling it all out. Slowly pressing yourself up. Coming back to sit on your heel. And this time we will bring our back leg forward and bring both legs out in front, coming to lay back on your mat. We're all going to go through bridge pose here, so just lifting the hips up, shoulders stay on the floor. But then there'll be the option to go into either wheel pose or go into a plow pose. So up to you which one you'd like to explore. Let's start by bringing the soles of the feet to the floor, walking your feet in toward your hips. Hands down by your sides, palms pressing into the floor. Gently tuck your tailbone. Inhale, lift up. Feeling your chest opening and broadening. Holding this position. Gradually moving deeper into the pose by clasping your hands together underneath your body. Drawing your shoulder blades together, pressing down into your feet and your forearms. And continuing to lift through the hips and through the sternum. And breathe. Four more breaths here. Keep lifting. See if you can lift just a little higher. Moving the chest in toward the chin. Slowly release your clasp, release your shoulders, and begin to lower your spine to the floor one vertebra at a time. Relax your hips to the floor, take a breath. All right, now here's your opportunity to go legs overhead, touching your toes to the floor, or taking your hands overhead and coming into wheel. I'm going to go into wheel. It's one of my favorite challenging poses that I love to do. Using positive language, but it's so exhilarating. All right, just taking your time with whichever pose you're doing, giving yourself about 10 breaths. You don't have to be fully in the pose the whole time. Give yourself a couple of breaths to get into the pose, a couple of breaths to build up into it, holding the peak position for a couple of breaths, and then reversing out in the same way. So if you are going into wheel, just making sure you don't jam your hands underneath your shoulders, take them back. Elbows working in toward each other in alignment with your shoulders. Gradually coming up. And when you do release out of either pose, taking a mini shavasana, allowing everything to assimilate, allowing your body to integrate. Gently drawing your knees in towards your chest just for a moment. Good. Rolling over onto your front. And we're going to go into flapping fish now. So laying flat on your belly, sliding the right knee out to the side, resting your ear on your upper arm. So it's a very gentle, almost like a quarter twist. Very similar to how you might sleep in bed at night too. Nice restorative pose. And just relaxing your arm wherever it feels comfortable. Staying here for about 5 breaths. Closing your eyes if you like. Nice. Transitioning over to the other side, straightening that leg, bending through the left knee, extending the right arm out, resting your head on your upper arm, and relax. Now rolling over onto your back. And just a gentle twist before we come into Shavasana. Both feet to the floor, rocking your knees from side to side. Good. And when you're ready, coming back to center, doing a little bit of a body scan and just checking in if there's any last poses or stretches that you would like to do. Go ahead and honoring your body's needs and cravings. And then once you're ready, settling into Shavasana. Allowing your feet to fall out to the sides naturally and turning your palms up. You can continue laying down. I'll sit up so I can guide you through a short relaxation. I'll just give you a minute or so in case any of you are taking a bit of time for yourself in some other stretches before you come into Shavasana, so there's no rush. And for those of you who are already in Shavasana, I'm quite certain you'll just be quite content and happy to be there, left there, without me instructing. So if you're not there already, making your way down into Shavasana. It's such an important pose to practice, to allow our body and our mind to assimilate all the techniques and their benefits that we've practiced today. Seeing if you can remain in conscious awareness throughout your relaxation and Shavasana practice today. So I'll guide you through about 5 minutes of scanning through our body, relaxing each body part as I mention it. And seeing if you can just hover in just enough awareness to hear the instruction and cue your body to gently relax without applying too much effort. Taking your awareness all the way down to the soles of your feet. Relax your toes from your big toes to your little toes. Relax the soles of your feet. And feel your heels getting heavier and heavier as they rest against the floor. Relax into your ankles. Soften into your calf muscles. And feel your shin bones to be heavy. Relax your knees, the joints and all the tissues surrounding your knee joints. Relax your thighs, the tops of your thighs, your inner thighs, outer thighs, and your hamstrings. Relax your hips and your pelvis. Softening into your abdominal region. Feeling the sides of your torso as if they're melting down toward the floor. Relax into your chest, your ribs, and all the muscles in between each rib. Softening into your lungs and softening into your heart center. Relax into your shoulders. From the tops of your shoulders down and around your shoulder blades. Feeling your collarbones broadening and releasing. Relax your upper arms, your elbows, and your forearms. Soften into your wrists and hands, feeling your fingers to be gently curled. See if you can notice the gentle prickling sensation of prana circulating your palms. Gently guiding your awareness to your lower back. Feel your sacrum broadening and releasing. Relax your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Feeling all the muscles either side of your spine softening and releasing. Smoothing out any creases through your forehead. Relax your jaw completely. Your tongue is soft and your lips are softly touching. Your eyes are heavy. Your entire body is heavy and relaxed. You feel safe and warm and easily able to drop into a deep state of relaxation. Remembering you can come back to your mat, come back to your practices anytime to seek solace from any troubles that may be on your mind or covering and burdening your heart. You can come back to these beautiful practices to help you let go of any resentment or anger that you might be holding on to. Yoga is really the ultimate form of healing and supports us in such a truly holistic way. So we may have planted some seeds of forgiveness today, and if we continue to cultivate them, they may sprout and grow into little plants of love. And starting to wake up your body by wriggling your fingers and toes. Gently rocking your head from side to side and rolling over onto your side. And you can continue laying there if you like and just let this be a sacred sound bath. Or sitting up and joining in the kirtan. And just really meditating on these beautiful sacred sounds, drawing them in through your ears, into your mind, and down into your heart. Singing the mantra Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. 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 Once more. Gopala, Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. All right, closing off our practice by bringing our palms together in prayer position and bowing our heads to offer our respects to each other. And bowing once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste.